Have you ever caught yourself thinking, what if I fail? Or I have to do this? Or why is this so hard? And then boom, your body tenses, your mind starts spinning. You feel pressured, you feel overwhelmed, you feel dread. What if I told you it's not just your thoughts that are causing you this spiral? It's the language that you're using because they tell your body either this is safe or this is dangerous. Well, the good news is you can change those messages with just a few intentional swaps. Hey there, I'm Leah Davidson, a nervous system resilience coach and a speech language pathologist. I've spent over 25 years working with the brain and nervous system, helping people rewire and heal and build resilience. And today I want to share with you some small shifts in language that can help you feel more calm, clear, connected, and resilient. And before you forget, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, and I'd love to hear from you too, so please leave a comment. Now let's zoom out for a minute and talk about language in general. So there's the language that you speak with others, casual or formal, kind or cutting, direct or soft. Then there's the language in your head. This is your internal monologue that kind of hums along in the background. Now, many of us think our thoughts are just there, that we don't choose them, but that's not quite true. Your thoughts are shaped by your experiences, your caregivers, your culture, your education, your past trauma, and over time, those thoughts form beliefs. So while you might not choose every thought that shows up, you do get to choose which ones you let stay. So a thought is kind of like somebody knocking at your door. You don't have to invite them in and feed them dinner and let them move in. You get to say, not today. So I want to show you how changing just one word or a couple of words in your thoughts can completely shift the feeling in your body and give your nervous system a sense of safety, stability, and possibility. So let's just dive into the language shifts. The first one, what if, moving to even if. So what if is that voice of anxiety. What if I fail the interview? What if my kid doesn't make friends? What if this pain never goes away? It launches your nervous system into a state of hyper arousal, that fight or flight, what I call team hyper, because your brain starts scanning for proof that these imagined disasters might be real. So this is your nervous system doing its job. It thinks it's keeping you safe by preparing you for all possible threats. But this constant loop sends your body into chronic stress, even when nothing is actually happening. Now let's try this instead. Even if I fail the interview, I'll learn something for the next one. Even if my child struggles, I'll be there to support them. Even if the pain flares up, I have tools to care for myself. So even if doesn't ignore the fear, it just kind of gives context and creates more of an open loop. It tells your nervous system, I can handle hard things. And it shifts your mindset from fear of failure to confidence in your capacity. So you're not trying to eliminate fear, you're learning to carry it with self-trust. So even if is a reframe that really invites courage, and it says, I don't need guarantees to move forward. So try these examples. What if I say the wrong thing? Even if I do, I can clarify or apologize. What if I freeze while I'm on stage? Even if I do, I'll recover and keep going. What if I disappoint someone? Even if I do, I'm still worthy of love and respect. That is language of resilience. The second one is shifting from or to and. So your brain loves the binaries. Happy or sad, strong or struggling, confident or scared, but the nervous system doesn't work in black and white. It's a spectrum for the nervous system. And that's good because so is life. When we're dysregulated, our brain defaults to this either or thinking. It feels safer to be all in or all out because nuance requires capacity. When we're regulated, we can hold both. When we switch to and, we give our nervous system more space to move. So I'm grieving and I'm hopeful. I'm exhausted and I'm still showing up. I love my job and I need a break. So this one tiny word gives your mind and body permission to feel more than one thing at once, which is actually a deeply regulated state. So, and builds emotional flexibility. It helps you stay anchored in the present moment instead of collapsing into the black and white extremes. So try things like I feel anxious and I can breathe through it. I'm grateful and I'm grieving. I'm doing my best, and there's still room to grow. And doesn't dilute your experience, it really just expands your capacity. So the third one is really shifting from I don't know how to I don't know how yet. I don't know how to regulate. I don't know how to set boundaries. I don't know how to rest. When we stop the sentence there, our nervous system hears, I can't, we're stuck, this is danger. And when we believe we're stuck, our nervous system responds accordingly. We freeze, we disconnect, we collapse into self doubt. But adding yet, that one word re-engages your growth mindset and activates a part of your brain called that prefrontal cortex, the CEO. This is the area responsible for hope and planning and creativity. So I don't know how yet means I'm still learning. There's still room to grow. It's safe to try again. Yet creates safety and possibility all at once. Because if your brain believes there's no hope, your body starts preparing for failure. So yet tells your nervous system, this is a process, it's not a verdict. Now, Carol Dweck, you might know her as the person who talks about the power of yet. She shared a story in her TED Talk called The Power of Yet about a high school in Chicago. Instead of giving a failing grade to students who hadn't passed a course, the school gave them the grade of not yet. And that one change didn't just soften the blow, it really gave students like a sense of trajectory. They hadn't failed, they were still becoming. So not yet plants the seed of belief. I'm capable, I'm growing, my future is not fixed. And you can do the same thing for yourself. I haven't built this habit yet. I don't feel confident yet. I haven't found peace yet. So yet is the nervous system cue for hope. And hope is very regulating. Now let's look at no, but, and switch it to yes, and. Now, have you ever said something vulnerable only to have somebody respond with a, yeah, but, and it feels very invalidating, even if they mean well, because your nervous system picks up on the tone as rejection. It tightens, it defends, it shuts down, but contradicts and connects. One closes the door, one keeps it open. But yes, and is the language of connection. Yes, I hear you, and here's another thought. Yes, I'm feeling anxious and I'm practicing my tools. Yes, I'm afraid and I'm moving forward. Yes, and doesn't require you to erase reality. It allows you to honor it and build on it, which is exactly how co-regulation and personal regulation, self-regulation works. Now, this is such a good phrase that it's also a foundation of improv comedy. Why? Because it keeps the scene going. In real life, yes, and keeps your nervous system open, engaged, and flexible. So try it out in your own self-talk. Yes, I made a mistake and I'm learning. Yes, I'm tired and I can take one small step. Yes, this is overwhelming and I've handled big things before. Yes, and it's a bridge that we need. Now, the next one we're going to look at is I have to, moving to I choose to, or I get to. I have to go to work. I have to make dinner. I have to take care of my kids. I have to sends a message of obligation, which can lead to powerlessness. And for your nervous system, that means stress. So it's the language of pressure and performance, and it removes our agency. And agency is a core ingredient of safety. We need to have choice. Now try something like, I choose to go to work. I get to take care of my family. I'm choosing rest because I value my energy. Even when something feels like you have to do it, reminding yourself that there's choice re-engages your sense of personal power. And every time you say, I choose to, you're reclaiming the authorship over your own life. And I get to invites gratitude, which shifts your nervous system into a parasympathetic state, that more calm, connected, present, that team resilient state. So try it out. I have to work out. I choose to move my body to feel strong. I have to clean up. I get to create a peaceful space for myself. We are not just robots following orders. We are humans making choices. And that simple truth can just calm your whole body. Now, the next one is shifting from I need to I want. Now, it's a very subtle shift, but it can have a really big impact. I need creates pressure, like this low-level buzz of panic. It can sound desperate or anxious, like something's missing and I can't function until I get it. And your nervous system hears, You're lacking, you're grasping, you're desperate, and you're in danger. Now, I want brings in intention, desire, with more space. And it's okay to want. You are allowed to want. It's not selfish or indulgent, it's human. So I need to fix this. I want to learn and grow from this. I need to be perfect. I want to show up as my best self, knowing that's enough. So needing often implies this external validation. Wanting brings you back into internal alignment. And the nervous system relaxes when you feel empowered. I want peace, not perfection. I want to express myself, even if it's messy. I want to show up fully, even if it feels new. So we go from survival mode to more self-trust with just one little shift. Now, the next one we're going to reframe. It's a struggle to it's a challenge. Struggle feels heavy, like we're dragging ourselves uphill. It sounds like defeat before we've even started. And when your nervous system hears struggle, it will often contract. You might feel tightness in your chest, low energy, or like you want to give up before you begin. Struggle kind of feels very, very sticky. Challenge feels active, engaging, like something you can meet and move through. I'm struggling to manage my schedule versus I'm working through the challenge of managing my schedule. This is such a struggle versus this is a challenge I'm learning from. Struggle is more passive. Challenge is more participatory. It invites your nervous system into movement instead of just collapsing and shutting down. So you can try this instead. This relationship is a challenge that's helping me grow. Parenting feels like a challenge and I'm building capacity for it. This season is challenging and I'm becoming stronger through it. So challenge pulls you into this forward motion and opens the door to curiosity, learning, and of course, resilience. Next, we're going to go from I'll try to I will or I can. I'll try to rest. I'll try to speak up. I'll try to go for a walk. Now, it sounds kind of gentle and like it's not going to hurt anything, but try is often a nervous system loophole. It keeps you in limbo. You're not quite committed. You're not quite in. You're not quite out. And in a dysregulated state, this uncertainty adds stress. Your body actually thrives on clarity and predictability and grounded decisions. So I'll try kind of feels like you're dipping one toe in safety and one foot in doubt. And so it really triggers this ambivalence, and your nervous system interprets that as unsafe. But when you say, I will rest today, I can use my voice, I am going for a walk, you create a sense of structure and safety. Now, I will doesn't mean you have to do it perfectly. It just means you're showing up. And that's what builds self-trust. So say things like, I'll try to finish the project, shift to, I will take one step on the project. I'll try to calm down, shift to, I can breathe and come back into my body. I'll try to be kind to myself, shift to, I will choose kind thoughts when they show up. Language like this says to your nervous system, we've got direction and we're moving. The next one we're going to look at is can I, will I? We're just going to shift it to I can and I will. Questions can be really powerful, but they can also invite doubt. Can I really do this? Will I feel better? Am I strong enough? And when your brain is in a dysregulated state, it doesn't answer from a place of logic. It answers from a place of fear. And that can create even more anxiety, more spinning, more shutdown. So instead, turn these questions into clear statements. Affirm, declare, anchor. I can do this. I will figure this out. I am strong enough. Now, you don't have to feel 100% confident to speak with certainty, but speaking certainty tells your nervous system we're safe to act, we're safe to believe. I will find a way. I am resourceful. I can do hard things and recover. When you stop looking for proof and start providing it, your whole system changes. Now, the next one, we're going to go from why me to why not me, or I've even heard people say, try me. So why me really comes from pain and grief and injustice. And it's okay for you to be there. Your nervous system needs to acknowledge hurt before it can move forward. But when we stay in why me too long, it can really keep you stuck in victim energy. And it tells you this shouldn't be happening. This isn't fair. I can't handle this. And then your body will follow that story. And you may feel shut down and helpless, or you may stay in a very chronic state of collapse. But what about if you switch it up to why not me? And that's kind of a reminder that life is essentially 50-50. 50 good, 50 bad, 50 easy, 50 hard. There is pain as part of being human. No one is exempt from it. Or I've heard people say, try me. And this bold declaration is a bold one of resilience, a signal to your nervous system that you're not in collapse, you are rising. Now, this is not about dismissing the pain. It's really about reclaiming your power in the middle of your pain. Why not me kind of depersonalizes suffering, whereas try me personalizes your strength. So try instead, why not me? I've done hard things before. Try me. I have tools, support, and inner strength. And this is happening, and I'm still choosing how I meet it. And then the last one we're going to look at is should, shifting to could or would. I should work out. I should be over this by now. I should have called them. Should is one of the sneakiest shame triggers we have. It's wrapped in judgment and perfectionism and social conditioning. And your nervous system hears it like red alert danger. You're not enough. You're wrong. You're behind. Could and would, they can soften the edges. They create options, not obligations. I could work out. I would like to connect when I'm ready. And this shift removes sort of that moral weight, that moral judgment, and invites you to act from alignment instead of guilt. So should is often externally motivated, whereas could and would are internally aligned. And that's really a sweet spot for nervous system safety. So you can look at this instead. I should be more productive. I could be more productive when I'm rested. You should try this. You could try this if it feels right for you. I should know better. I'm learning and I'm doing my best. When you drop the shoulds, you give your nervous system permission to be human. So your words are not just words. They're instructions to your nervous system. They can either pull you into threat or guide you back to safety. They can keep you stuck or they can invite you to grow. You don't have to change everything overnight though. Just pick one, notice how your body responds, and then add another one. Just start becoming aware even of what the power of your words are doing to your nervous system, how you feel when you use certain words. I hope you found this helpful. Make sure that you hit subscribe and like, and I'll see you next time.